Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another Life in London vlog. So if you are new here, I am originally from the United States, but I have lived in London now for over 10 years. And I like to make these ongoing videos on my channel just to show you some of the exciting things that I'm getting up to in London. And the scope of this video is I had some visitors in London, and I always think these make for nice videos to share with you because I always try to craft a mix of seeing some iconic London sites. It's really personalized to what my visitors have seen or not seen before. And with this trip, we did a little bit of that. We went and did a really cute neighborhood stroll. We went for some really great meals in some places that I had not even been to before. So if that sounds good, let's jump into the video. And before we do, I will give a quick plug that if you visit my blog, SavvyBostonian.com, I'll leave it linked in the video description box. I do have a free London guide. It's just a landing page on my site, and it gives you a ton of resources by neighborhood on where to stay, where to eat, what to do. So if you're looking for more inspo, I've got you covered. All right, so now let's jump in to the video. So we met at their hotel and found ourselves turning the corner toward Tower Bridge and faced with the famous Tower of London. Now I have to confess, I still haven't gone inside the Tower of London, and this is something I would really love to do. And for good reason. The tower dates back nearly 1,000 years. It began around the 1070s under William the Conqueror, and it was designed not just as a fortress, but to intimidate the populace with its imposing white tower. And by the 1200s, under kings like Henry III and Edward I, it actually evolved into a royal palace and residence, complete with luxurious apartments and a great hall for banquets. So if that's not a selling point to go check it out, I don't know what is. But really one of our big points of the day was to go walk across the famous Tower Bridge. I feel like it's one of those sites when you come to London, you've just got to go check out. And it's quite cool to walk across it because you can see how wide the Thames really is. And you can also take in some of the iconic buildings on both sides of the river with the City of London. It is just an architectural wonder. But let's talk about the bridge itself. So the bridge itself is younger than you would expect. It opened in 1894. It's a neo-Gothic style of architecture, and it was deliberately styled to complement the Tower of London. So it does look kind of more ancient than it really is. And it was engineered for function and showmanship. So the two towers are connected by upper walkways, and they have split bascules to let river traffic through. So it does blend that magic of beauty with engineering elegance. And you actually can also go inside the Tower Bridge, which is quite cool. I've also never done this, so this is very much on my London bucket list. And I'll leave some information below on going to the Tower of London and Tower Bridge as well, just because it is something really unique and different to do. So after a nice little stroll along the Thames, we actually hopped in a taxi because one of the folks that was visiting me had to go take a work call. And the rest of us went over to Shoreditch. And I thought it would be really cool to share Brick Lane with them, because Brick Lane is actually one of the largest concentrations of street art anywhere on earth, if you can believe that. I didn't realize that it was incredibly famous for just how much of kind of the building's facades are used for street art. I always knew it was special, and it's one of the things I offer when people come visit, because if you've seen a lot of the kind of iconic London sites, a lot of times people haven't done a stroll down Brick Lane, and it's great because you can take in so many different kinds of street arts. You can wander a bit through some of the side streets, to see something that catches your eye. But there's also some restaurants, some coffee shops, maybe somewhere to get a cocktail. So there's different places you can pop into, some cool thrift shops and boutiques. So it does make for a really nice way to do something a little different and see a really unique part of London. So after a super fun day exploring, we were pretty hungry and we decided to go to dinner on the early side. So we decided it was 5 p.m. You know the old saying, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, let's go for a drink and then let's go for dinner after. So my guests had always wanted to go to Duck and Waffle, and for good reason. It's actually London's highest restaurant. It's located 40 floors up at 110 Bishopsgate, and the idea is you're literally drinking and dining in the clouds. So we started at the restaurant's bar, which is kind of a quirky, funky space. It's not really what I had expected, but it was really fun. I got this spicy tequila cocktail, kind of a play on a margarita, which was absolutely fantastic. They do have a very robust drinks menu, and there also are a bunch of different options. And one of my guests got like a peach, almost like sangria-esque cocktail, which looked really good. And I forget what else we got, but we did get a tower of French fries covered in Parmesan, which it's like truffled Parmesan French fries. They actually call French fries chips in London. Definitely get those. They are so worth it. So one of the draws to coming to Duck and Waffle is because you're so high up, you have incredible views all around this area of London, which is really, really cool. So we sat down to dinner after our drinks. I ordered a glass of rosé, and I also had to order the namesake dish of the restaurant. So it is called Duck and Waffle for a reason. So it's a crispy duck leg confit with a fried duck egg and a fluffy waffle. It's drizzled in mustard maple syrup, and this has become the go-to dish to order at the restaurant. Apparently over 2 million plates of the Duck and Waffle have been sold. But we also got some other dishes. So we got a tender stem broccoli with some hummus. We had an incredible, I think it's Caesar salad. So, so, so good. And it's worth mentioning that if you are a vegetarian, there is a vegetarian option of the Duck and Waffle as well too, with tempura vegetables. And a pro tip as well, if you're gonna come here, is that I would definitely recommend coming around sunset, which is super cool. We actually didn't plan it this way. So we came around sunset and we were just treated with the most spectacular sunset, and to the point where so many people around us, because we had this really awesome corner table, and everyone around us was coming to the windows and taking pictures too. It wasn't just me, but yeah, so epic. And you just never know in London when you're gonna get treated to something so magical like that. So yeah, if you can do a little sleuthing and figure out when the sunset time is and book your table around then and try and ask for something near one of the windows. We were on the, I guess we were on the right-hand side of the restaurant, overlooking more, I would say probably like the Liverpool Street area, I think, but ask the hostesses, they can let you know. But yeah, really, really loved it, would totally recommend it. So the next day we switched neighborhoods and met at the Granger & Co. on Westbourne Grove near Notting Hill. We started with incredible iced lattes. Oh, I think these rival some of the best I've had in London. And the menu concept here is Australian. So I had this incredible curried chicken salad, and my dining companion had the sea bass. Both were excellent, so much fresh greens and loveliness. I always really recommend Granger & Co. I think it's really great for brunch, lunch, or dinner. So definitely add this one to your list. It's worth noting, I think a lot of the locations don't take bookings. I think the one in Chelsea on Pavilion Road does, but I know this one in Westbourne Grove does not. So just be prepared to queue. Then after, we decided to go for a stroll through Notting Hill and ended up feeling like influencers because we discovered an Elemis pop-up in Notting Hill on Portobello Road. It was called the Elemis Cleansing Cafe, And by giving them our email address, we got a free Elemis cleansing balm, a free pastry, and a free beverage. So, you know, obviously I make these videos on YouTube, but I don't get invited to a lot of these kind of influencer events because my channel is still quite small right now. But I'm such a skincare and beauty enthusiast. I love Elemis and I work in marketing. So it was so fun to get to experience this. We had some delicious matchas. We had incredible pastries. They gave us a free hand massage. We learned so much about all of the Elemis products. I've already tried quite a few because my friends have given me Elemis skincare sets for birthdays. So I am a fan of the brand. So this was so fun to check out the branded experience and then sit outside in Notting Hill, sipping on our matchas and enjoying our delicious pastries. Now we had gotten there much later in the day, so there wasn't a lot of choice, but let me tell you, we were very happy with the choices that we had. They were both delicious, and I just have to say, well done Elemis for a really cool pop-up, and thank you for my free cleansing balm. And then after we took a stroll through Notting Hill, so we actually went across the street by Notting Hill Gate, and there's a little area there around Los Mochis that I think it's like Mazi, Los Mochis, or some of the restaurants if you want to look up that area. But all of these streets just have the most charming rainbow colored homes. It just makes for a really cute little stroll. And that just concluded our little visit to Notting Hill. So it was just really fun. I always just recommend wander off, go definitely see Portobello, but then go wander off some of the little streets and just check out some of the beautiful architecture and homes. I do think it's just quite wonderful. And then to round out the video, another recommendation of somewhere we stopped into is called Tab X Tab. And this is in Bayswater. It's such a great local gem. They do, I think, some of the best matchas in London. Thoroughly love them. It's really great for brunch or lunch. It doesn't stay open late. And I had this incredible scrambled eggs with mushrooms dish. The mushrooms just felt so creamy and decadent, and as did the scrambled eggs. I highly would recommend it if you're looking for a great brunch spot in London. So yeah, hope you enjoyed some of these tips. I always like sharing some of the places that I am getting up to in London. So with that said, that wraps up my latest edition of Life in London, sharing with you some great places we went to while I had some visitors in London. London is such an incredible city. There's always so much to do, and it can always feel a bit overwhelming if you're planning a trip here, even if you're a local sometimes. As I mentioned earlier in this video, there's still so much I haven't seen from a touristy perspective or a local's perspective, even 10 years into living here. So as mentioned, you can go check out my free London guide on the SavvyBostonian.com. It's linked down below, as will all of the places that I have featured in this video. I always link everything in the video description box, so it's easy for you to find or bookmark should you be planning a trip to London. If you like this video, I would love it if you hit the like button. That means the world to me, and that really helps my channel. Please consider leaving a comment if you found this video helpful, or if you have any recommendations of a place you want me to see and visit. Maybe it's a place you've been to or a place you're thinking of going to and you want me to go visit and review it. I'm always up for suggestions. And last but certainly not least, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. And I would love it if you would join me on this wonderful YouTube journey. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you soon.